This is a prayer to our ancestors, to the gods and goddesses of nature, and to the source of all life for hope, positivity, and strength in the face of something very scary and uncertain. I did not choose these cards. These cards chose me. I told you the Tarot of the She deck speaks so loudly to me. It always has. And it knew what we were going to be talking about before I even had to ask. We're talking about a very scary situation that a loved one very close to me is going through, and that I came here to ask for strength for me, for them, for our family. And I did a previous reading personally that I didn't share, and the Four of Wands was all over it, which in and of itself gives me so much hope. Here it's called Foundations Blessed, and it speaks to what I understand as the strength of the foundations of our family and the immense love and support that our family has, because that goes back generations, and we're very lucky to have that. And I know that that's what's going to pull us through. And the Six of Wands, frankly, is a card of hope. It's that family alliance and that never-ending optimism that's going to get us through this. That much we know. And I just want to see what else these cards have to say and how they can teach me how to use tarot for prayer to strengthen and hearten myself and my loved one who is facing this, and all the rest of our family, so that we can be there together for each other and come out so much stronger on the other side of this. Yeah, obviously what is scary is this prospect of death. When you have someone close to you who is diagnosed with something, it can feel like a death sentence. But it isn't necessarily, is it? Like, that's our imagination going to the worst possible place, catastrophizing. But the truth is, we're stronger than that. There's things we can do to bolster our bodies and our minds. We've already got so much going for us. The Ten of Pentacles card shows this happy family, this legacy. This, what speaks to me of like intergenerational value, the value of family, the value of our ancestors, generations. The reason our foundations are blessed is because of the work that has been done by everyone who's come before us. And that's no small feat. And I think it's so much more important than maybe a person might think at first. I think if we have that, we have everything we need. I know that if it were me personally facing this issue, I would draw on that strength. And even as a person who's close to the person going through the issue, I am drawing on that strength. And frankly, I'm drawing on the strength of this loved one who I'm so inspired by the strength and motivation. I don't think that, for all the fear that accompanies not knowing what's going on, then when you find out for certain, everything kicks into motion. We have a plan. We have something we know we can do. We can put our minds to it and do the work. And I'm so inspired by that attitude. Here, what I see is that there's some kind of necessary change that is happening and has to happen in the way things have always been done in our family. Because the Hierophant, although in this deck can mean sort of like an authority, a power, well, a spiritual power, this is the card that I had in my bosom as I was drawing cards, because in my other decks, the Hierophant has been replaced by the Ancestor, which is where, I cannot say it enough, I am drawing all my strength from and praying to for wisdom and peace and hope. So when I see the Hierophant come up here, there's two different things going on. It's relying on the way that things have always been done in our family, and also changing that, not completely, but in a certain respect. Roles changing, roles shifting. Perhaps the old wisdom no longer holds. Perhaps every generation has to learn something new. Perhaps the older generations can learn something new from the younger generations. And I want to go back here real quick as well, because as scary as it is to see this card in a reading like this, I want to reiterate that this is not a prediction. This is not a prediction of an outcome. This is an indicator that what's so scary, of course, is facing mortality, facing our own mortality, and facing the mortality of those that we love. And these four figures are facing that mortality in completely different ways and to different effects. I don't remember where I read this or saw this, so shout out to whoever taught me this, but the king, inflexible, has been completely subdued by the bringer of death. The child, knowing not much, and the maiden, she turns away, but the child doesn't. The child faces it head on, right? And they may be spared. And the spiritual leader welcomes it, welcomes this lesson. I see how the little child here is holding on to the maiden. I don't know, is it a maiden? Is it his mother? Is it his sister? I don't know. We'll return to that. Huh. I'll tell you what this means to me. We all want answers. Me, I'm turning to the tarot because I don't know what else to turn to. I'm a pagan. This is my church. This is my spirituality. And I'm looking for answers. I'm looking for someone to tell me that everything is going to be okay, but I can't have those answers. The tarot will not give me that. Nothing can give me that. And it's easy for our minds to go here and there and, like I already said, catastrophize one moment and then the next moment maybe fall into some kind of false hope because it just feels better. So this kind of searching for answers is some kind of an illusion that we can do that there's anything that we can do other than wait and see. Obviously, when I see a card like this, that gives me hope, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to choose to believe that this indicates some kind of positive outcome for me and for my family, right? And what I will say about that is that surprisingly, I'm already seeing those positive outcomes. I'm already seeing changes in my loved one and in my family that are so good, and that maybe we're not going to come any other way other than through this kind of crisis. And that gives me something beautiful to hold on to in these times of uncertainty where we don't even have all the answers, all the facts. We have just no way of knowing what's going to happen. All we know is that it's going to be harder before it's easier, worse before it's better. Now I'm going to read these 5 cards from the Wildwood Tarot because this is the earth and my ancestors talking to me. Right off the bat, I will say that I see another 6 of Cups, which is under here somewhere. Reunion, born of joy, inner child. The 6 of Arrows is easily interpretable here. Obviously, we're going through a period of transition and change. Like I said, there's all kinds of changes taking place already that are going to affect the future of our family no matter what happens. And changes that may only have been catalyzed by this kind of incident. I'm really going to read from the book because I don't claim to know it all, and I'm not claiming to tell the future. I just want to learn the lessons that my ancestors have to share with me through these cards. So Knight of Stones, horse. Healthy activity and self-sufficiency color your path. Physical strength supports your decisions, and pleasure is important. Daring, pride, and a love of the earth lead you to attempt ever more amazing feats. Let the horse carry you. Activity, kindness and helpfulness, perseverance, benefiting, a good ally, profit, a quick grasp of essentials. Right away, that reminds me of my loved one who, as I said, has been an inspiration to us all by immediately kicking into gear, immediately being motivated by the news to make positive changes in their life. They're strong, they're motivated to heal, and they're the one holding the rest of us up. And what I would like to be able to do is return that energy, which is why I'm here praying for hope. Because I know that as long as I have real hope, I can have faith. And the difference, the difference for me, I guess, is that hope sometimes feels unfounded, whereas faith is this real knowing about a positive outcome. And I think that's essential for healing, that determination to heal. I think that's a crucial element. The Queen of Stones, the bear. There's something here about, again, the faith, the determination, the strength that we can all be for each other, and what a difference that makes to the ability to get through this together. To me, 6 of Vessels also speaks to, 6 of Arrows could speak to a literal transition that personally is being catalyzed for me by this. I'm not physically with my family. I live several hours away from them, but maybe not for long. Because 6 of Vessels reunion, everything else becomes completely unimportant when you learn something like this. I think that I've kind of just been living in a dream, and all of a sudden things get real, and the only thing that's really important you realize is your family and your friends and just the love that we have interpersonally for one another, especially in a world like this. That's becoming clearer every day to me. And I'm not just talking about what my family is going through right now. I'm talking about what the entire world is going through right now. What kind of hope should any of us have? What kind of expectations should any of us have in life? The only thing that I hope for and want now is for the health and happiness of my loved ones, and for us to experience this short and trying life together, to give each other comfort. So to be reunited at a time like this is what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling. And finally, the Ace of Arrows, the breath of life. By breathing life into a thought and pursuing it to its material creation in the real world, we engage in an ancient and unique relationship with the universe and the divine. Our minds are linked to a greater consciousness, its power and effectiveness waiting only for the question. As the first formation of an idea or concept crystallizes in your mind, the primal creative energy connects you to the breath of life. This energy can be summoned and applied to achieve your conscious desire. Clarity of purpose is the key. This speaks to me of the entire reason that I'm doing this, the entire reason that I'm turning to tarot and to the ancestors with a prayer for hope. Because I know how powerful our thoughts are. And it really, really scared me when I found out this news and felt such hopelessness. I knew how important it was that I really and truly believed in the possibility of healing and of overcoming this. And I'm there now. I can build that future with my mind. Thanks to the strength and motivation of my loved one who is going through this personally. Thanks to the strength and support of my friends who have assured me of the kinds of miracles that they have seen happen in their own families and in their own lives. I genuinely feel like I've done a 180. As hopeless as I felt this time last week, I'm so much on the other side of that now. I am determined that we will see our way through this. And I think that's what it takes. I think that's what it takes. I think we all have to believe that. I also want to pull a rune card to receive a final lesson from our pagan ancestors about how to behave, how to react, how to think, how to believe, how to hope, how to love at a time like this. Dagas. Dagas represents daylight, dawn, sudden changes for the better, gaining happiness, understanding. Certainly that's hopeful. You can see from the shape of this rune there in the bottom right-hand corner, it's about going through something and coming out the other side. And then there's that inflection point in the middle. That inflection point in the middle. It's telling me, yeah, it's darkest before the dawn. And to be able to meditate on this rune is such a gift from the pagan gods. I'll read to you the original runic poem that it's from. And it's evidence that my prayers have been answered. My prayers for hope. The English translation goes as follows. Day, The glorious light of the Creator is sent by the Lord. It is beloved of men, a source of hope and happiness to rich and poor, and of service to all. This is all I can have for now. Thank you.